Are the Bengals leaving Cincinnati? Here's what you need to know about the shocking relocation buzz. This has been not talked about enough. I don't understand how more people aren't talking about the seriousness of this capability. The Cincinnati Bengals could be relocating out of Cincinnati. We discuss all the time when leases are up with teams, and more often than not, you start to hear and you start to see the renderings of the new stadiums. You start to hear, oh, they're just going to move the team to a different location.
Yeah, a couple blocks down. Yeah.
Right. All of those things. This has been a very strange saga to dig into and to read up on. The lease expires on June 30th in 2026, unless they exercise an option that is coming up on June 30th, 2025. So they exercise the option, it extends it. But if they don't exercise that option, that is what is going to create even more drama with this. Now, our favorite representative for the Bengals, who we talk very glowingly of on this show, that we talked about her very respectful comments about Trey Hendrickson last show, she happened to, of course, weigh in on this because she is now the mouthpiece for the Cincinnati Bengals, Vice President Katie Blackburn, Executive Vice President, sorry. Her quote on this: we could, I guess, go wherever we wanted after this year. If we didn't pick up the option, if we didn't pick that option up. So, we'll see. Like I said, all these things will be done in due course. We're having discussions, so we're hopeful that the county is thinking about it. Geez, I can't read. About it a lot too, and wants us to get it addressed in a way that would be beneficial to both of us. We love where we are. Our stadium obviously needs to continue to be maintained appropriately, and you want to keep it at a certain level that's important, just so that we're competitive with others. I'm not criticizing her, but I'm just saying in general, they shouldn't leave Cincinnati. This has been a historic franchise since Paul Brown started it, and the impact that they've had on the history of the league, they represent a lot of things. The Raiders bounced around multiple locations.
Yeah.
Okay, them leaving and going to Vegas, don't really give a shit. Same thing with the Rams. They bounced around multiple locations. Them going to Los Angeles doesn't really matter. The Chargers moving up to Los Angeles doesn't really matter because it's really not that far away. You can still root for them. They're still nearby. I think it's such a stupid thing.
It's a mistake.
But people from San Diego complaining about it. It's like, just get on the damn highway or take a train and you can go to the.
But they had a team right there, so I think teams in LA is a total mistake.
Okay.
It's a total blunder, but it is what it is.
That's not that incorrect. That's a good point. The whole point with this, though, one, just your general thoughts and reaction to the Bengals possibly leaving.
They're awful. This is the off season of the Bengals just being way out of the realm of the where you need to be in the NFL. They just miss. They're becoming an embarrassing franchise, a franchise that we thought had true promise. Go ahead, leave Cincinnati. I go ahead, do better. I have a suggestion. The only way you actually maintain some type of relevancy and get a quick fan startup in your new city. I'm not defending the city of Cincinnati. I've never been there. I don't know if Cincinnati's nice or not. I know it's been featured in some movies. Looks pretty cool sometimes. Other than that, you're a historic NFL franchise that hasn't moved. You have deep roots, deep ties. Even if it is in Cincinnati, Ohio, that's football country. And I respect football country. I respect those that will go out into a bitter December Cincinnati afternoon that's 20 degrees and freezing. They'll go out there and root like nothing even bothers them. I get pissed off if I have to watch a game on TV in December and it's just a little chilly in my room. So there's differences here. I respect the football history in Cincinnati, but just finally do something competent. That's what the Bengals need to do. Just do something easy and competent, which is staying in Cincinnati, getting the lease renewed. You're an NFL team. You have the money. You can come up with it. You're literally a part of the biggest organization that we have in sports.
I think the biggest part with this news, it's kind of clear that there's a strong chance that they return. Just because there's a capability of them opting out of this doesn't mean that they don't end up sticking in Cincinnati. It just feels really weird, and it's also not getting enough recognition for how not likely this is or how this just could end up happening. I always love reading the articles of potential destinations. We'll talk about that in a second. But my final thought with this, it's really quite silly to me that you have one of the most invested fan bases, that I see them interacting and commenting on things on Twitter all of the time. They are one of the first fan bases to interact with things that I post, commenting like, this player, when I post film, this player needs to go to the Bengals. This player needs to go to the Bengals. they have an invested fan base that will always pay. Moving to a new location, I think, would be silly. It's just like the Raiders moving to an area where nobody gives a shit in Las Vegas. It's all away fans. All those teams that we talked about, the Rams and the Chargers, them moving to Los Angeles, no one cares about those teams there. It's always away fans that are filling those stadiums.
Yeah, same with Vegas.
I don't really know why you would try to embed yourself in a new market. And it would feel really gross to try and say a new team or a new city represents the Bengals. If we were to pitch to a couple of destinations, I always like the thought of a team going to Toronto. I think that there is a really invested fan base in Canada in all major sports that you could end up getting representation and that Canada would be very excited to have their own franchise. Not the same weather, but you're kind of maintaining that Midwestern-ish feel. You're not like moving them all the way to San Antonio, which feels like insane. The other one, too, I keep seeing Portland is an interesting one to consider.
Oh, God. I think people in Seattle love being sports fans of teams in Seattle. I don't know if Portland needs a football team. It doesn't scream football to me.
It's a lot of rain.
It's a lot of rain. It doesn't feel like a big sports town. They got the Blazers. That's fine. That's great. You have an NBA team that I think you like decently, but that's not NFL territory up there. That's not. I don't think there's a big contingency of NFL fans in Portland. Now there's some football fans that are going to say, "Oh, I'm from Portland. I love football. I wish I had a team down the road." Well, there's not enough of you. There just isn't.
Right.
It's not football country. I think they should put a second team in Chicago. I think we should just drop a second team in Chicago.
What?
Go ahead, do it. Split it up. Split the city up. Do a White Sox Cubs bit. Let the people that have been hurt by the Bears for so long have a chance to jump off. It's also still in the Midwest, like what Cincinnati was in. Go ahead, put another one in Chicago. I'd love to see someone else go to St. Louis, but the Rams belong there. So I wish they would go back to St. Louis.
I wouldn't mind them in St. Louis. I think St. Louis is like a great football town. And then the history of knowing that like when the Cardinals were there and the Rams were there, there's always an acceptance by those cities. I believe after the Rams left, there was like a recent headline that some relocation group was trying to aggressively build steam for it to become a new destination for either a new franchise or a new franchise or a relocating franchise like the Bengals in this situation. The other one, I wouldn't do Birmingham or Oklahoma City. Those are two that have been thrown out there that I don't think make a whole lot of sense.
I might go Milwaukee. I might go, go ahead. Put it more in football country.
I don't know about Milwaukee.
You can't put a new team somewhere
What
nice.
about Louisville? What if we put it just in Kentucky it's already near the border of Kentucky. You'd still maintain most of the rabid fans, and then the people that live in Cincinnati could just end up traveling. I don't know what where's the Kentucky Derby?
I mean, Louisville doesn't have I think it's in Louisville. Louisville doesn't have a pro
two
sports
idiots
team,
who don't know shit about. This is the not knowing shit about geography segment.
Yeah. Louisville doesn't have a pro. Does Kentucky have a pro sports team?
No.
Eh.
Cincinnati is essentially their pro sports team because it's really close to the border.
God. Yeah, maybe they should just keep it in Cincinnati. I wouldn't mind seeing a city split. The NFL, the South, if everyone thinks that the South, where the teams are in the Southeast Conference is some hotbed of football. No, it's just college. It's just college. Yeah. Everywhere else around there is just the South. It's not living lavish. Everyone likes just going to the college football games and flexing their money there with their ridiculous RVs. That's what they like to do.
Here's my pitch here. Okay. I think the NFL should try and do something incredibly unique. Okay, if you can relocate a team. This is not Bengals specific. This is just if you can relocate a team or add a new team. What if you have a team that they don't play in front of a crowd? Like it's only for broadcast only, and it's kind of like that Field of Dreams baseball game. Like we just put them in a cornfield, or we find a random opening, a valley near a mountain in like Montana.
Put them in Canton. Let them play at that field the whole time.
Oh no, that field sucks. That field's a piece of shit.
You just pitched a cornfield, a Field of
Dreams. That would be cool.
Field.
That would be cool. Middle of nowhere. Nobody's there. It's just dead silent. There's no stands.
I played a couple baseball games in some cornfields where way out in Haymarket, Virginia. Unsettling. Smell of manure around you the whole time. I played okay. I didn't do great. So I'm okay.
It's too distracting?
Not have a little bit. It was a little distracting. Like, man, God, it still smells like shit out here.
Wait.
I can't.
Here's my final pitch. We put them in the Kibby Dome. Bengals in the Kibby Dome.
Now you're onto something.
Bengals in the Kibbie Dome.
It'll get loud.
I bet they would pack that shit out. Cincinnati Bengals playing in Moscow, Idaho, in the Kibbie Dome.
It's cold. It'll be a must. You're not losing seats in the stadium due to great weather and people having other stuff to do.
Gavin hates my plan about putting them because it wouldn't generate revenue. That's not the point. It's not the point. It's for the uniqueness. It's for the unique aspect. I wish the NFL, by the way, this is a side tangent. I wish the NFL would do some sort of a Field of Dreams type game like that, where it was just on like a random practice field in the middle of nowhere.
Or what they play.
Like whenever they do,
Would you put that at Rutgers, birthplace of football, or something like that?
No.